Hello and welcome to Study UK Live, our live show where you have the opportunity to find out everything you've ever wanted to know about studying in the UK. Now, I'm your host, Matilda, and this month we'll be looking at the topic of extracurricular activities. Now, these can be really helpful in terms of learning new skills, getting to meet new people, but can also help you with your future career prospects. Now, as always, we want your questions, so if there's anything you've ever wanted to know about extracurricular activities while studying in the UK, please put them in the comments section below, and we'll aim to get to them during or after the show. So to help me to dive into this topic, I have 3 students from the University of Kent and some interesting facts about the University of Kent. Number 1, it was ranked in the top 10% of the world's universities for international outlook, and it's also won an award for outstanding support for students. But to learn a bit more about the University of Kent, here's a quick tour of the Canterbury campus. This is the school's very first campus and a buzzing centre for university life. So that was just a quick look at the University of Kent, which actually looks like an amazing place to study. And actually that's a really good place to maybe kick off our discussion. So if you can just kind of share your name, where you're from, what you're studying, and actually why you decided to choose the UK. So we'll start with you, Pedishay.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Pedishay. I'm from the Bahamas originally, and I study psychology and law. And I chose to study in the UK primarily because I wanted to become a barrister. And once you're called in the UK, well, in England or Wales, then the next call you also get called in the Bahamas without any sort of exams or anything needed, so it kind of makes sense. Also, from a traveling standpoint, living in the UK is absolutely excellent, and I've gotten to do a lot of that since I've been here, so yeah.
Nice.
So my name is Dalia. I'm a third year student doing international business, and I go obviously to Kent. And the reason I decided to study in the UK because I've got a lot of family in Europe, and I went to an international school, so it was very convenient for me to go study abroad. And the UK seems like such an interesting place to go because they've got top universities, it's got a similar culture, but at the same time it's very open for students. That's why I decided to pick the UK.
Yeah. So I'm Cam, I'm from Mauritius, and I'm doing undergraduate in biomedical sciences with a sandwich year. So the reasons why I chose the UK was firstly because of the really high level of academic standards that they have, and also from biosciences, like research is really important, and the level of research is really interesting and really in-depth that can be used in that you see every day. And also I think UK in general does have a really massive cultural diversity, which is really interesting to indulge in, so that was really nice.
Brilliant. Well, it sounds like you all wanted to get the best possible opportunities for your career, but obviously we're looking at extracurricular activities today. So as a student, you've come to this country. What sort of things initially kind of piqued your interest? Like, what were the things that you were attracted to extracurricular activity-wise?
Okay, should I start? Yeah. Okay, so Kent specifically has a massive list of societies. There are over 100 plus, from anything from, for example, law societies. I'm the president of Kent Critical Law Society. Straight to things like tea societies and wine tasting societies. Literally anything that you want to do, you can find something for, or create it yourself. Like I said, I'm president of Kent Critical Law, but I've also been in Kent Dance and participated in national competitions. I've also done Italian classes and stuff like that, so yeah.
I used to play table tennis back home, and I used to play professionally for international tournaments and the national team for 12 years. So for me, it was really important to go to a uni that offers a chance for me to continue my career in table tennis. I stopped playing professionally because it's just a bit different than it was back home. Okay. You have to go through leagues and things like that, and it's just time consuming. But I do play table tennis at the university, and I'm team captain since first year. So that was one of the main things I got really interested in. But generally, because I'm mixed, I'm half Ukrainian, half Jordanian, I got a chance to be a part of more than one society. And they do offer so many societies that are so particular and so different, but they're very diverse. Like, for example, our Arab society is not just Arabs. There's a lot of people who are not Arabs who join and come to our events and socials, and it's really interesting to see that people are actually interested in that. So yeah, I think generally speaking, Kent offers a lot, and if you go for Freshers Week, for example, that's the first week of university, if you go there, there's the Freshers Fair, and all the societies are there, so that's really important for you to go because you get the chance to see what kind of societies they offer, what each society gives you, what you can learn from them, who you would be hanging out with, so yeah.
Yeah, Kent does offer a lot of different societies, and it's really nice, especially as an international student, to join the society just to get involved with the university at first and not feel like, especially coming to a new country, not feel a bit as a foreigner. So that was really good, and I was the vice president of the Mauritian Society, so it's nice to actually, because you're around a lot of different people, to see people from the same place as you and just make the experience better. And I think for extracurricular activities, it's not only hobbies, but it's also, for example, the university does you can be mentors for previous year students, you can be student ambassadors, and it's a lot of different things that you can do just to get more soft skills, more transferable skills, and also to get to meet other people and find people that you probably wouldn't see in your course and get new friends. That's really interesting.
Now, Dalia, you mentioned that you heard about activities during Freshers Week. How else can people hear about things? Or how involved, I guess, are you guys sort of in the local community to find out sort of things you can do too?
Generally, everything in the university in terms of activities is directed by the Kent Union. So if you just go to their website, and you will literally find the list of all the societies. You can see their memberships, what they offer. You can see the main people in the society, for example, presidents, vice presidents. You can contact them on Facebook, and they're very accepting. If you have any question, you can just literally find them on Facebook and ask any question, and no one would make you feel like, oh, why are you messaging me on Facebook? And I think in general, you can find a lot of information by just literally asking anyone on campus. A lot of people are involved in everything. Kent Union obviously is very, very helpful. Even in terms of jobs, you can find we've got Job Shop, so it's literally a whole office at university where you can just go ask them for a job, and they look at your CV, they look at what kind of things you're interested in. So it's not just extracurricular activities, they look at everything and they try to get students involved in that. And I think the nice thing about it is because everyone's new and there's a lot of international students, everyone's willing to make new friends, so not everyone's coming from the community where they don't want to make friends. It's no matter who you meet, you're always going to end up even seeing them again or knowing them. We've all seen each other before on campus. So,
Yeah, and I think to add up on that, a lot of the societies, mostly all of them, they do taster sessions at the beginning of the term. So it's really nice because you don't have to get involved and pay the membership, because it can be quite a lot if you want to join 10 societies. But just go there for, I think it's some of them are 1 week or 2 weeks, just for free, just to see how it is, just to see what they do. So that is a really, really nice thing that they do.
Nice. So what's the most exciting thing that's kind of happened in a club or society that you've been involved in?
Okay, I'll talk about the conference. So, Kent Critical Law, we host an annual conference, and last year I was the conference coordinator.
Amazing.
So it was really intimidating at first, but also so rewarding because we got keynote speakers that were key academics, and we got different panelists submitting papers from European universities, different universities throughout the UK, and sort of put that all together. So it was really sort of exciting to see all of that hard work come to fruition. I don't know if that's exciting, but
Sounds very exciting.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, for me personally, it was something that's not really a university activity, but it was with the university. So I did Miss University UK in 2016,
Oh.
and it was a very different experience because usually, like when you think of beauty pageants or any kind of modeling, you always think of the fact that they focus on looks and how you portray yourself. While this one, because it was with the university, they focused a lot on how much you know, how interested you are in like different things and your talent. So there was like a talent section where you can literally show your talent, and it's really interesting because it's not just beauty and outer looks and things like that. And we had different photo shoots, like because some people would feel more comfortable doing certain photo shoots, they were more available for everyone. So yeah, it was just really interesting. I really like that. It like builds up a lot of confidence, and they tried to make every person in the room make them feel like they're empowered, and like we're smart, intelligent, and we go to uni and we got a degree. So yeah, it was really nice.
Nice. One interesting or exciting thing is that the university organises an international showcase. So that's where different societies, it could be dance society or the different, for example, Mauritian society, we had Korean society, they do like a talent show. It's an annual thing, so you could like, for us, Mauritian society, we did a dance item. So it's really nice to see different cultures, and they even have awards like for the top 3.
Okay.
So that is really nice. Yeah.
Now, I know you're all sort of in your final year. Did you guys change the activities that you did over the time you've been at uni?
Yes. So in my first year, I did Kent dance and like Italian extra classes. And second year, I stayed with Kent dance, and you're talking about the International Society. Fun fact, I joined the Bollywood competition squad. It went pretty well. I think everybody was a little confused, but no, I loved it, and the girls were great, so that was interesting. And in my second year as well, I was a psychology research assistant, so I helped the PhD student with her like research on her thesis and all of that, so that was good. And then my third and final year, I kind of kicked back into law a bit, so now I'm doing Kent Critical Law. And one thing that kind of remained constant though is African Caribbean Society and Caribbean Society. So I just sort of leap into their events and go to their talks and stuff. So yeah.
Cool.
For me personally, I think the things I've done have like evolved over time based on my interests. So some of them have fueled my interest towards certain things, like with extracurricular activities. So in first year, I did more like table tennis sports. Things that are more active, while in second year I started focusing more on trying to build up my CV. So I did a lot of things that are like work related, so business school representative, anything that can build up like my employability skills. And then I did the beauty pageant, which was completely different, but I just thought, it's something different, I'd like to do it. In third year I did an internship for a year, so it was a part of my course. And then this year I'm a placement ambassador, because I did a placement the year before. So I think everything you do, even if they're small things that you're not even realizing how much they can benefit you or how much they can have an effect on you, they influence your career a lot, or like your path in terms of uni and your activities. But the good thing is that you can do more than one thing at once and still feel like you can control your time, manage your time effectively.
Yeah, true. So for me, for the first year, I joined the Salsa Society. So that was really nice. I really wanted to learn a type of, not ballroom dance, but similar. And then second year, I was the vice president of the Mauritian Society. So that was really nice because being part of the committee, we had to organize events and stuff like that. So that was quite good. And I was also mentor for first year students. So that was really nice to see like how first year students, how they come and they see a bit not used to the course, needing some help. So I was really nice to like help other people. And then in third year I was doing a placement, and when I came back I was thinking, because it's final year, it can be quite stressful as well, I decided to join the yoga society. So I have to say until now it's been really fruitful. It does help.
Well, it's kind of great to hear that you guys have tried out various things. But the burning question really is, how have you managed that with your studies? You know, have you been able to sort of juggle everything?
Well,
Yeah.
sleep is not a thing.
It can be quite a lot. I think especially first year when you come, you see all the societies, and you think like, I'm gonna join so many of them. I'm gonna join all of them, and then you end up not going to a lot of them. But I think it's especially at first, just deciding what you really want to do, and you have to commit yourself, because you know at the end it will bring benefits to you. So you just choose a few ones that you can like commit yourself, really engage with the society, and just try to make it every week or every other week.
I'd also say planning is so important. My diary is my best friend, and I literally have to take maybe an hour out to plan out the next week's activities the week before, just so that I know what I have going on and that I can prep my seminar work, for example, earlier than you actually have to. Because for law that seminar work is tough. Like they want 200 pages read and just like it's nothing. So sort of getting used to that and planning your time, and also knowing yourself. So if I know that it takes me if it takes an hour to read 10 pages, then I'm like, okay, let's be realistic here, plan at this time, and then take breaks to do things that you actually enjoy doing.
And I think it's important to prioritize. Like you can be doing 20 things, but you have priorities. As long as you have priorities and you know what goes first, you're not going to have a problem with that. And I personally found it really important not to take things too seriously with like societies. Obviously, I'm not saying to take it as a joke, but like you need to focus. You came here for studies, and you want your extracurricular activities to enhance that. So the more fun you have, the less stress you're going to have with it. So just take it as something that you enjoy. Don't try to make it more into something that you just want to do because you have to do it. If you enjoy something, you're not going to even feel like it's stressing you out, because there's enough uni work for us to stress out, to be honest. So
it's true. Well, I was going to say that people tend to often associate extracurricular activities with things that relate to your personal hobbies. But of course, there's things like internships and working experience that are also extracurricular. And even statistically, I know the Association of Graduate Recruiters found that over 30% of all placements or internship programs can actually lead to a graduate job. So there's obviously benefits to that. But I just wanted us to maybe discuss like the practicalities of getting work experience in internships. So have any of you guys actually managed to get one, and what was that sort of process like?
So yes, I did a placement and in a pharmaceutical company, and I think for the process, the university gives you a lot of support to apply for, first to look for the different placements, to apply for them, and how to practice for interviews. They give you a lot of help, and personally, I think that doing a placement is really something you don't want to miss the opportunity. So it was really good because you grow both professionally and personally as well. And I found that when coming back for my final year, it was actually easier because I did a placement. I found it easier to get back into the studies and manage my time specially. So that was really good. But yeah, there are a lot of opportunities, and the university does help you to grab them.
For me personally, when I first came to uni, I didn't really have any work experience. That's actual work experience. I used to do things back home that are, just to build up my CV a little bit, but it's not work experience that I can compare to people who have actually worked. So I started like looking for part-time jobs and things like that. And I used to like do random part-time jobs for like 2 months, 3 months to build up my CV. And I was quite fortunate because I got a chance to work with a company called Gecko, who have like third-party clients, or like Google and things like that. So you get a chance to work with like really good companies. And that has built up my CV, and then afterwards I started applying for placements, and I realized that a lot of students, when they first come to the UK, they don't realize how important this opportunity is, because I had a lot of people who I knew who'd not go on placement just because they don't know the benefit of it. They're not really aware of how much it can give back. And for me personally, I figured out that like, after I've done my placement, I did it in the automotive industry, so I realized that's actually what I want to do in the long term. There's a lot of people who've done it, for example, in finance, and they've realized that that's not what they want. So it's either you either learn what you actually want, or both ways you're going to benefit, because you're going to learn that you don't want the other thing. It just gives you a choice. So it's really interesting, and there's like a lot of process that you go through, and builds up your confidence a lot. It builds up your personality a lot, and things like that. So yeah, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that, but I'm starting off a YouTube channel on placements and internships and how to get CVs and things like that for students. So if anyone is a Kent student, they can also check it out. It should be available.
But I mean, I know you're also an placement ambassador at Kent, and so what sort of like, if people were wondering, how do I actually approach getting a placement and how can I find opportunities, what would you recommend? So
generally you need to first try to see what you're actually interested in, because thinking that you're interested in something is different than actually knowing it. And before anyone who wants to actually do a placement in a certain company, I think it's a good idea if they try to research about the company. The more you know about the company, the more you build in terms of your experience as well, because when they ask you questions, you're going to be able to answer. They're going to see your genuine interest in them. The career search is generally easy. There's a couple of websites like Prospects and things like that where you can actually just go and search for placements, and it's really easy to use, and companies do get back to you really easily. There's different companies have different processes, so some of them would have just a phone, like you apply with a CV, cover letter, and then a phone interview. Some of them would have a video interview after, an assessment center, and then face-to-face interview. It depends on what the kind of process it is. Some of them take longer, some of them take less, some of them do tests like situational judgment tests and things like that. But I think as long as you are interested in a company and you're actually putting effort into the application, the recruiter can actually see that. And with time, like I got a rejection from the first company I've ever applied to, and I freaked out. I was thinking, oh my god, like I just submitted my application and like I got a rejection 2 days later. And then I got other final assessment centers, which was amazing, like to get that many compared to the first time I freaked out and I got a rejection was really, it meant a lot to me. So I think it builds up a lot with you, and even if you just apply and get a rejection, it's fine, and just get up and keep doing it.
Yeah, I think one important thing as well is when you apply, just be very mindful about the deadlines, because a lot of big pharma companies have early deadlines, so just manage your time really well. Because for example, I was in a big pharma company, GSK. I was working at GSK, which was an incredible experience. But the deadlines were really early, so you have to be on top of it, get your applications ready. But I think if you are ready mentally, even like by the end of first year, it is very feasible to get one of your main top choices of company just by getting everything done quite early, all the application and CVs and stuff. But yeah.
Nice. So that kind of leads us on to our final tips. What sort of tips or advice would you give any first-term students looking to get involved in clubs, societies, or any extracurricular activities?
I would say think about yourself. Think a lot about what you want to get from this society or any extracurricular activity, and do make the most of what is available to you, because there's a lot. Just make the most of it.
I think for someone who's first year, I think the most important thing is that they need to remember that they need to enjoy university and not to be shy. You're in an environment where everyone's new, everyone's scared, everyone's panicking about uni because it's just completely different environment. So just make friends, try to see where you are more interested to be. Don't be afraid to approach people. Go to your university, ask for support, because universities are very supportive. Whether it's by email or you go to their offices, all they want is to actually help their students, because that's their main focus. And just enjoy your time and do everything because you actually want to do it, and think long term as well.
Okay. Nice.
I guess just tying in everything with what these two just said, just literally go out there and try. It definitely makes more sense. I know some people may be feeling homesick or they don't really feel like they fit in, but honestly, there are so many nice people that are willing to sort of help you, even if it's a new thing that you're trying. Just, go out and try, give it your best.
Okay.
See what happens.
Sweet. So we have a couple of final questions. And the first one is, what's an activity that you wish you had had time to do during your studies, but you just couldn't fit it in because you're so busy?
Actually, I really always wanted to try salsa,
Oh.
but I never did it. One, because I was in Kent dance already, and then when it was actually time, then I couldn't fit it in. But I really wanted to try that in ballroom dancing, because there would always be times, I think the training was in Elliott College,
Yes.
and I would walk past, because I used to, where they train, I used to live in that residence in my first year, and I'd walk past and watch all these people dancing with foreigners, and I was like, oh, I want to do this.
Okay.
But yeah.
I think I wanted, like, from the beginning, I really wanted to do anything that has to do with debating and model United Nations and things like that, because I tried to do that in school and I only did it once, and it was really interesting because you get to know people, you get to state your own opinion, but in a very professional way, and you get to debate and see other people's point of view, but at the same time, you have to respect everyone else's point of view, so it builds up a two-way communication where you still understand people, but you have your own opinion as well. But yeah, I just never really got a chance to do that.
Yeah. Well, for me, actually, it was to join Can Dance. Very common. But yeah, it just because before I was doing classical dance for 10 years.
Wow.
And I really wanted to join. Even salsa, I wanted to actually keep going because I stopped after first year. So just like just go to every week and fall throughout the years. Just keeping it consistent. So that, yeah, I wish I did that.
And I think we've already answered this one earlier, but it would just be a great reminder. How can people actually find out about extracurricular activities at university?
So, talking about Kent, you can just go to Kent Union website. You will find literally all the clubs that you have, their membership, the way you can enter, the way you can join, and the people who are responsible for every club, and just message them on Facebook if anything. There's also some Facebook pages for every society on Facebook, so it's really easy to get through those. For people who are not going to Kent University, I think there's a lot of times where you can get university support, no matter which university you are. Universities are always there to help, so I think a lot of universities do have unions where you can just speak to people, or just build a network, and this is the most important part. If you see someone who's interested in something, just go up to them and ask them, how did you join this? And that helps you build friendships as well.
Brilliant.
Also, sorry, if it's academic, I don't know if your schools do this, but like Kent Psychology and Kent Law, they send out like a weekly newsletter.
Oh, nice.
And in that newsletter you'll have sort of like the events that's going on, and that's also a really good way.
Yeah.
So,
And Freshers Fair as well.
yeah.
Yes,
Freshers.
Important. Oh, brilliant. Well, that brings our conversation to an end, guys. Thank you so much for your advice and tips. And if there's anything else you do want to know about extracurricular activities or generally studying in the UK, please make sure you visit the Study UK website.